This is the stupidest storyline. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today, we're exploring the 132nd episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as well as the 20th episode of Season 3 titled Changing of the Zords Part 2. We begin this episode back at the command center where Kim is still struggling. Billy scans her and he says that she's super weak and in a deep sleep. Without her power coin, there will never be another Pink Ranger. Tommy pleads with Zordon for anything that they can do. Zordon tells Alpha to start researching an alternate power source. They also have a lot of unanswered questions about Zed and Rita and the Zords and Ninjor. Meanwhile, Zed and Rita are talking about how the Rangers totally suck. Then Zed reiterates literally everything we already know about their plan. I mean, we get it, guys. Except now, they say that they need 6 beings to pilot them. Rito says, like the Power Rangers, and Zed decides that he's going to force the Power Rangers to pilot these things. I mean, I get it, but I also kind of want to see Babu and Squat try to pilot a Zord. At the youth center, Tommy is clearly pissed off and he's overdoing it. Adam and Rocky tell him to chill out, and we see that Rocky is incredibly flexible. I mean, Jesus. Tommy explains that he knows exactly what she's going through because his powers were taken away once, and Kat walks up just as Tommy explains that he wants to know how Zed got Kim's power coin. She was supposed to meet up with Kim for lunch, and obviously that's not going to happen. She ends up leaving bummed that no one wants to hang out with her. Zed then creates a monster to keep this episode going called Fangenstein, who appears in the park, scaring people. Then in the command center, Alpha is still looking for an alternate power source for Kim, but the alarms go off, letting them know about Fangenstein. At the youth center, the 5 other Rangers meet up and Zordon tells them about the monster. It's morphin' time! The Rangers fly in, facing the monster head on, and honestly, it's not going great for them. If anything, I'm just happy we're getting more and more American fight footage like this. Suck it, Season 2. Zed is watching this, getting off to the fact that the Rangers are losing. He tells Rita that Kat needs to be sent down to lure out Kim. Speaking of which, Kim has just woken up in the command center, conveniently, and she's watching her friends get beat up by a monster. Alpha is shocked that she is awake, but then the alarms go off again, and Kim sees that Kat is surrounded by Tangas. Kim says that she has to save her, but Zordon vetoes that right away, saying that any excursion could destroy her. Kim says, screw it, I'm going. And Zordon says, you're a true Power Ranger. Ninja Ranger power. Kim shows up and she tells the Tangas that she's going to fricassee them, which I'll be honest, I had to look up. It's a rare moment when Power Rangers uses a word that I don't know. She then fights the Tangas while Kat watches from a bush, smiling evilly. Bulk and Skull are getting yelled at by Stone because they did something at the lake, I guess. I mean, they ran away. Apparently, Stone accuses them of lying because they're the only ones that get attacked by monsters every week. He gives them 24 hours to produce a monster, and then he's going to be going with them. Meanwhile, Kim is struggling against the Tangas, and she just straight up passes out, and Kat shows some human emotion. Then Kim gets poked by the Tangas before Goldar shows up. She's demorphed, and Goldar teleports away with her, calling her Ranger Bait. It's weird. Fangenstein leaves as the other Rangers are struggling, and they're confused because he definitely had the upper hand. They decide to regroup at the command center, teleporting away. Of course, right after, Bulk, Skull, and Stone show up. No monster. At the command center, the Rangers have figured out that it was a trick, and Zordon refers to the monster as Incisorator. They're confused as to why Zed would want Kim when he has her power coin. Alpha then says that the scanner shows that the power is going to the ancient Zords. Meanwhile, Zed says that Finster has already completed the charging, and Rita asks how he's going to get the Rangers to pilot the Zords, and Zed says to think pink. He's draining the power out of Kimberly, who is spitting on a clear table for no reason whatsoever. Also, Bulk and Skull are with Stone in the bush, and suddenly Kat in cat form comes around the corner. Skull holds the cat for a second before he lets it go, and it walks away, turning into Catherine. Then Catherine walks by, saying hi to Skull, and her eyes glow, and apparently that's something that Skull can see? I mean, no one else has been able to. Whatever. At the command center, Billy hasn't been able to get a fix on Kim yet, when suddenly Zed shows up on the viewing globe. Adam asks how he got in there, like the viewing globe is a container. Zed then explains that Kim's powers are being drained, and he says that by the end of the day, she'll be history. Herstory. Zordon demands that he release her immediately, and Zed just says, nah. Tommy asks what he wants, and Zed says, teleport me to the command center and I'll tell you. And Alpha says no, but when they realize that they have no other choice, they kinda have to do it. Suddenly, everything in the command center begins to vibrate as lightning and sparks flash before their eyes, and there, in the command center, is Lord Zed's throne, which spins around to reveal Zed, who asks why they aren't asking how his trip was. I mean, damn, this is intense. He then says that Rito is definitely going to have to redecorate the place after he wins, and he sees that Alpha is hiding, who then refers to him as Ed, which obviously pisses him off. Zed then stands up, demanding that they pilot his new fleet of Zords or else he's going to let Kimberly die. So he wants to know what their decision is. Time is up. The Rangers look on as they contemplate their answer. To be continued. Over the credits, we see Bulk and Skull bloopers from this episode. Honestly, I don't care about this because that ending was just too damn good. So this episode took what was amazing about part 1 and it elevated it even higher. Seriously, it's so good. Zed has the Falcon Zord, Kim's Power Coin, Kim, Ninjor, and a new fleet of Zords. He demands that the Rangers pilot the new things to save Kim's life, forcing them to destroy the place that they love. Man, this show got hardcore out of nowhere and I love it. Season 3 is hands down the best season of Mighty Morphin yet. It's also super interesting to see that Kat is still around because usually she would have been turned good at the end of her introduction two-parter, but not this time. She's still evil and she's clearly having random moments of goodness come through her, like when she called out to Kimberly when she fainted. So what will happen in the next episode? For the first time, maybe ever? I say that with excitement. Until then, may the power protect you.